फेसबुक और व्हाट्सएप भैया तो बहुत ही अच्छी चीज़ है।
क्योंकि वी कैन अपलोड हम लोग का इनर फीलिंग्स जो है वी कैन अपलोड देम।
बट फेसबुक एक ऐसा चीज़ है जो हमको मिलाता है पुराना दोस्त, पुराना फ्रेंड।
These days, rather than getting the news from the newspaper, we are first finding it on the social media.
अच्छा किया तो मतलब अभी देखो अभी गाँव से गाँव में क्या क्या चल रहा है फेसबुक में आता है, व्हाट्सएप में भी आ सकता है।
व्हाट्सएप तो बहुत अच्छा चीज़ है जिसमें हमारा बिजनेस काम में बहुत इफेक्ट है। मैसेज बहुत बिल्कुल मुफ्त हुआ, मनी सेविंग है।
आदमी लोग को भी थोड़ा समझ में आ जाएगा दुनिया के बारे में क्या हो रहा है क्या बोल के ऐसा।
सोशल साइट में ऐसा कुछ अपलोड नहीं होना चाहिए जो बाकी लोग उसको मिसयूज कर पाए।
यंगर जनरेशन मोस्टली मिसयूज देम, आई थिंक इट इज माय ओपिनियन।
अच्छा छोटा बच्चे को नहीं देना, क्यों बोला? चुपके हम उसका ये बिगड़ाते हैं।
आई थिंक बच्चे लोग को नहीं दिया तो अच्छा है, क्योंकि
You cannot expect a 10-year, 12-year kid sitting in front of Facebook and watching a random video to be able to judge whether this news is right or wrong or what they can be learning from it.
अभी फेसबुक में जो कुछ नहीं है वो भी लोग डाल देते हैं, फला लीडर ऐसा किया, फला आदमी ऐसा किया, लेकिन उसको हमको देखना चाहिए सही है या फेक।
कौन सा भी न्यूज़ कोई भी अपलोड किया वो फेक होगा तो ज़्यादा स्प्रेड होता है।
अब जैसे 10 जन में से 10 जन से 100 जन, 100 जन से 1000 जन, 1000 जन से लाख जन तक भैया फेसबुक और व्हाट्सएप भी पहुंचाता है।
मिसयूज नहीं कर सकते, क्यों बोला? वो एक अच्छा भी रहता है एक बुरा भी रहता है, दोनों भी रहता है, हम उसमें चॉइस करना है।
In an ideal world, all the users will be wisely using it. But at times, what does happen is that one person's mistake might get spread easily as well.
A point is not just a punctuation, it is much more than a dot. The entire universe is created from a point, and we believe that the entire world can be changed from a point. Namaste on the show of the Coming to the Point, where young minds, the bright future of the country, debates on topics that concern you, me, and everyone. Welcome to another episode of Coming to the Point. Come, let us hear it through the four brilliant students from St. Francis de Sales School, Bangalore, Priyanka, Neeti, Nirmala and Rohan. This debate will have 5 rounds. Let's begin with the first round, talking points. In this round, the students will be given statements and they will talk over the topic for which they stand for. So here is the first statement. Social media has been helping humanity, but there are some people in power and authority and their political parties who use social media to promote their ideologies. Let's hear it from the 4 team.
Yeah, so here we basically talk about social media has brought communities closer and they have made people broad-minded. So there's also a recent update from the political parties which are aiming at making India a Hinduistic nation.
Yeah, so because of this social media, people are connected to each other. Like people of one country is connected to the other, and people of one religion is connected to another religion. So because of this, we can say that social media is like one of the bases to form this unity and diversity of India for this concept.
Thank you, Priyanka and Neeti. That was a very good point. Now let's see what the against team has to say.
Well, we do accept what they said, but since everything has another side, let me tell you, political parties are actually misusing the social media. They deviate people's mind by just looking into their interests. Say, for example, religions. They look into Hindus and Muslims separately. They just concentrate on their interests and then, promote their religion. That's it. So that causes division in the society. So that is one disadvantage that I was looking into.
Okay, thank you, Rohan and Nirmala. That was a very good point. So here's the next statement. With the help of social media, people become celebrities in a fraction of seconds, but it also leads to self-obsession, where the person who has 1 million views on any social media website strives to get more views. Now let's see what the 4 team has to say on it.
So I would like to support this point by saying, by giving examples of Riaz Ali and Manzul Khattar, who are TikTok stars. They were just ordinary people and they became popular because of their videos. So what's so wrong if they are bringing out their talents through the form of social media? There are introverts who can't showcase their talent in front of the world. So social media gives access to them through the social media website.
Yeah, I agree with Priyanka. And you asked about self-obsession, right? So the self-obsessed people, we can term them as narcissists, right? So basically, these narcissists are people who just ignore others, and then even they are being ignored. So like, they don't make any friends. But on social media, like people who are of the same thinking, like those narcissists, they come together and then like, they are being supported by each other. That's what we want to convey.
So basically what she's trying to state is that human interrelations and interactions should only go on social media and not through the community or where they live. Okay, so when, for example, when you need people around you to help you or something, there's not going to be social media who's going to help you. So basically she's supporting narcissist. She wants a division in society. I think she's supporting that statement.
So as Priyanka told, the TikTok stars, that they get famous, and what's wrong in getting more famous once you already, like when you're obsessed? How do you know what are they actually facing in their life?
I think it's unnecessary anxiety that it's causing, like I want more likes. Like what do you get from likes when you have people around you? It's humans, or not just human, I mean it's people around you who you need for help, okay? Social media is not going to do anything.
With the help of social media, people get news instantly. But on the other hand, there have been instances where fake news gets viral on the social media. So what do you have to say on it? 40.
Yeah, so the same social media also has websites and even news channels which like check out for viral newses, and they go into the depth of the matter and even check out whether it's real or fake. So even people are getting aware of these fake newses from the same social media and the same news channels. So it is even a supporting point. It is not like they said in the beginning itself, every coin has two faces. So if they are bringing in fake newses, they are even checking out which is true and which is fake, and they are like stopping the fake newses from getting spread.
I don't think everyone has the time to check the other side, as you mentioned. So I mean, the statement that you said was about basically like trolling and all that. I don't think she looked into that statement. She was just talking about the advantages. Recently, the suicide rates, it has increased from a long period because of this trolling and all that. It leads to mental depression. It leads to anxiety, hyperactivity disorder. So there are many mental as well as physical impacts because of social media.
So there have been instances of content creators being trolled on the social media for various other reasons. So what do you have to say on it?
Okay, so basically you're talking about cyberbullying and trolling, right? So if in real life, if you're being bullied by someone, you will you won't just ignore them, right? Like we usually do in social media. So because of that, in social media, we have an option called report. That's just like reporting a file, against the person in an, like just reporting an FIR against the person. And about trolling, I just recently saw this advertisement about Dairy Milk just few days back. I think that was released on Friendship Day. So the person was going to the stage to perform. She just clicked a selfie and then uploaded it on her Instagram. But then after a few minutes of her upload, people started commenting like, you look ugly, you can't do this and all. So because of that, her self-esteem went down. And then she started feeling less confident. But the other person who was the anchor, she commented a purple heart. Then the girl asked her, what is this purple heart? So then the girl said, this purple heart, if someone comments this purple heart on your picture, whenever you are being trolled, that shows that you are being supported by people. So even though there are trolling and all, but we should know that there is a family in social media. We are being supported by all the people around them. That's my point.
As Neeti told about the purple heart, so what if the people are not in in an environment where they observe the people who are being trolled, and what if they even have been threatened in such a way that they can't get out? They're in a soup.
And as you talked about reporting the thing, whatever cyberbullying or whatever, I don't think everyone reports it. So say for example me, if I have some problem in my life, I just keep thinking about it. I don't even discuss, tell anyone, friends, parents. I don't share it with anyone. So I just keep it with myself. Nowadays, when kids are using gadgets from a really small age, like they're just addicted to it. They don't know what to do next. They don't have human interactions. They don't talk to people. So they don't know the meaning of emotions or unity among them.
So here comes the last statement of the first round. Investigative agencies have backdoor entry to the social media, and they can use information from social media for investigation.
Yeah, so we have call tapping systems. As you said, it helps in investigation. And even if people if they are running away or something, first we go and check their social media active status, when they were last active or whatever. And there's something called GPS system also. Like wherever people go, they obviously upload their status. Like I have been to this place, I have been to that place. So it also helps in people knowing where they are, and especially it helps the police people through call tapping system and tapping their social accounts.
I think the statement is pretty similar to the previous one, not the exact previous one, but like, why do you want to put statuses? I mean, it's just for the namesake. You just want to let people know where you are. Like, how does it even help? You have calls. Why do you want to get into the social media? Like, that's unnecessary anxiety which has been causing. That's just like the likes. I mean, you want more likes and all that. You just want people to see, I have these many likes, and it's all about boasting. That's all. So statuses are just similar. You want to put pictures. Say, for example, when I came inside this, I wanted to take a picture and post it on Instagram. I'm like, hashtag shoot mode. See, even I'm addicted to it, but that's bad, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Why those unnecessary emotions that's being caused?
It's not like unnecessary emotions. Social media was created with the aim of bringing people closer and making the world more transparent. So it's not like unnecessary vague activity. It's like you want to get popular. That's what everyone is aiming in today's life. Not everyone becomes popular as an actress or as a politician. So they're just getting more likes. It doesn't mean that they're self-obsessed and everything. They're not even aiming only at getting likes. It may be like they're sharing everything with the world.
After this little serious round, so let's have some fun. LOL! So a fire starts from a spark, and the viral is a very common word in social media. So guys, can you guess what are the viral sparks? Memes. Yes, you're right. So so there'll be memes shown on the screen, and you'll have to talk. What do you stand for? What do you think about that? Okay. So let's start. LOL.
So talking about this meme, it says that Facebook is having all the information of each and every particular profile that they're holding. So it talks about the database system and the HTML encryption of the social media, that is Facebook. So even if we are forgetting our passwords, this HTML encryption, it helps us to recover our passwords. So it is a helpful way that they are perceiving all the information.
As you talk about encryption, also about hacking, I would like to talk about hacking, like how they get to know all our personal information. So it's the security level that they're talking about through this meme.
Like security levels, if he's talking about, there's always an option of privacy. If we are very carefree and easygoing, we forget to privatize our account. So through privatizing your account, you can be always on the safer side.
LOL.
So in this meme, we can see Priya Warrior on top. Like because of her one wink, she became like famous all over the world. Not world, sorry, India. So and in the second, we can see Hima Das. Like she worked hard for many years, and then she won gold medals for India in the Olympics. But we can see that there are more followers for Priya Warrior than Hima Das. So it just depends on what is the interest of the people and the selective perception they have. It's not the fault of the social media.
Let's see the next meme.
LOL. Basically, this is talking about like social media addictions. So like at night, when you go through your social media accounts, you will have that addiction towards it, okay? And then you'll end up using the whole night for that, like for the use of social media, which leads to a disturbance in the circadian rhythm. That is the sleep cycle of the students. And that leads to a harmful impact on the students, like health, not only students, but even youngsters or even small children. So that's how.
You're completely agreeing to this point. I just want to add upon by saying that, as she said, the sleep cycle, the next day the child is unable to concentrate. For example, the student, talking about a student, because of this, the next day he's not able to concentrate, or he's sleeping in class. That's actually what's happening. So especially teenagers, when the sleep cycle should be perfect, or they need to have this like exact time, for example say 8 hours, I think that's needed. So yeah, I think that is much needed.
Anyone else? Okay. Yes, the young people understand more. Okay, let's move on to the next meme.
LOL.
So like in this meme, they are just like, so if one person is doing something on the social media, the other people are like, yeah, even I'll do it, I'll share it, I'll get a lot of views. So we are not aware of what is going on around us, and like if one goat is going, then the other goat also follows him. It is like we are not using our brains and we are not aware of what is going on around us, and we are just doing it for the sake of views and all.
I will agree to that point. Like, even we have a lot of peer pressure, and like she said, one sheep falls down the well, all the other sheep follow. And it's more like just for the sake of, like, okay, that's trending, so even I'm going to just go with the flow.
Okay. Anyone else wants to add? Okay. So that was a very interesting round. So let's move on to the next round. Ping pong. Okay. So in this round, like in every debate we have rapid fire, but here we'll have ping pong, and each team has to say one sentence. So it has to be very fast, just one sentence, and let's see how it goes. Okay. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start.
So social media basically it helps in the promotion of brands, and which makes easier for the promoting of the brands for the brand owners.
Social media also causes lack of interaction among people. People just getting engrossed into gadgets.
And he said people are they're not getting connected to each other. But the main aim of social media is to getting connected to people, and they're getting connected. They are getting connected to people who are not even there in the same country.
You don't get to see the emotion, the actual emotion of the other person whom maybe you're texting or anything.
And about the Purple Heart thing that I said, it shows that like you are being supported by the other people there. What do you think about that?
Okay, and even social media helps in education becoming easier through e-classrooms.
I think social media also causes ignorance of parents on the time given to children, like the growing kids. Like growing kids need enough time to know, like say for example, when they ask their parents what this is, the parents don't have time. I mean, they're just engrossed on mobiles. They don't even care what the child is asking.
That is why social media is helping out them to get to know all the information through Google.
There's also a lot of isolation of relations. People who are...
Okay, one sentence.
And it also creates awareness among people, and their innovative ideas are coming out.
Children's behavior tend to be more aggressive. I mean, when they're out of their gadgets, they just show irritation or anger on others. They just can't hear what other people say.
It's not only about addiction towards the phone. There are also games which improves the concentration level, like Temple Run. It improves your concentration level.
What about PUBG? Everybody's so addicted. Even big men. My own roommate, she tells that her uncle plays PUBG day and night.
But that PUBG thing is helping us to improve our concentration level and all.
I told you, also he plays PUBG day and night, so there's even lack of sleep. How will concentration level increase?
So there again, the interest of people matters.
Shootout. So bullets are fired from the guns. So now, but here we'll fire questions. Okay. So each team will fire questions on the other team, and let's see if the other team can save themselves. Okay. And fire again. Okay. So on your mark, get set, fire.
Okay, so Mark Zuckerberg, the inventor of Facebook, says, by giving people the power to share, we are making the world more transparent. So since we are debating on this topic today, impact of social media on youth and on the entire world, it's because the misconception of people towards social media. If they perceive it positively and they are meticulous about it, it turns to be good. Whereas if they are carefree and easygoing, they land themselves in the soup. So it all depends upon the conception of people. So what are your views on this?
shouldn't he have thought what, like to prepare things, like what if it turns out to be, you know, like such a big disadvantage to the world?
I told you here, it depends on the conception of the people. Then where are your ethics coming here? Your ethics are
It's
questioned
not
here.
just about conception of people. I mean, there are disadvantages. There's, you know, physical disadvantages. Like, you just can't live like a normal person. There are so many disadvantages caused. So that is what we're stressing on.
That's what I told here. It was all started with a good intention, but it is taking like a negative role because of people. It's not because the people in the social media. It's because how they're using it.
It's not just how they're using it. It's not a voluntary addiction that's happening. Then they're not just like, I want to get addicted to this, so I'm getting addicted. It's just happening. That's how the human mind is working.
So if you're not addicted to this, then better don't create social media profiles.
What if there's peer pressure again there?
See,
Just for the
even if there's peer pressure, there's something called self, which motivates you to do what you want. So you can't always say peer pressure, peer pressure.
Don't you think we all get ourselves in account, like mainly when we reach our teenage? And that's an age where we think about our friends more, not what our parents. Our parents are like our biggest enemies at this point of time.
So you should know how to use things. Like everything has a limit. As you know, too much is too bad. You should be concerned about yourself, and you should know how much to use what.
So any more questions? Okay, so let's move on to the next round. So I guess we discussed enough on this question. So let's hear from the other team. What are your questions?
So as I had mentioned earlier, social media causes lack of interaction. So do you think without human interactions there is, you know, peaceful living in society?
Okay, then what about the introverts who don't like mingling with other people? Social media is giving them a platform to express what they want to. And then it is helping them to build their self-confidence also. What do you think about them?
Don't you think they'll have other introvert friends who'll, you know, finally mingle with them and then make them feel warm?
That's what she said. Like he was questioning that people are not interacting with each other too much face to face. So that's what she said. Like introverts do not mingle face to face. So they are mingling on the social media platform and making each other feel warm.
We've even heard about these marital sites. There you finally have to meet, right? So what if that person's an introvert, and how will he or she face the other person? He has to.
When you're talking about marital sites, you might know that before meeting each other, they'll chat for a time. Yeah. They get to know each other. So obviously, when they're chatting with each other, or when they're getting to know each other, they'll understand each other's emotions, right?
What if it's fake?
No, it's not about fake. Do you think that is enough? Is that enough?
You need to see each other's emotions.
That's what I said. Like before meeting, they spend a couple of time texting each other. So through text also, they get a brief idea about what the person is, isn't it? So when you're meeting him, at least if 50% of your work is done through chatting, the rest 50% can be done through meeting.
I have few friends who are like so good at texting. Like even she has experience. And in class, or wherever, college, they act as though, okay, I don't know you. Like while texting, it's all good. But then when they see each other face to face, there's no much of...
That is different because you're talking about marital sites here. Your question was regarding marital sites and you're talking about friends here. So if it is a marital site, you're going to marry a person, you have to stay the whole life with him. So can't you understand him that span of time?
Now let's move on to our last round. Chronicles. So in this round, I'll be sharing a small short story, and we'll hear what's your take on that. Okay. So our nation has progressed to level where we can send satellites to the moon. But what is the damn point when people are not allowed to freely post their views on social media? When women are not allowed to voice their opinion on social media? And my dear viewers and new panelists, these women can be your mother, your girlfriend, your sister, and she could be you in the near future. But the politicians think that this is their father's country. It is high time we change the situation. So what's your take on this?
So you told that we don't have like independence to share our views, but the views are stopped only on the basis of what you're sharing. If it is helpful to the society, or if it is a positive one, it is allowed. If it is negative and it is causing trouble to the society, only then it is banned.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong in posting, like, is this your wish? I mean, you shouldn't be thinking about what others think. You're not living for the society, you're living for yourself. And you might have your own responsibilities, so just looking into that and then living yourself is the main point. Just not getting addicted to it should be taken care of.
Fine. What if you share views which are derogatory and which might put down social ethical values?
I thought you mentioned a point of reporting that can be used.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. So the next story is, technology has advanced to the level where robots are invented. But the real power of technology is shown when the humanity is served. Otherwise, all developments are useless. Graphs and numbers are fake. And social media has its positives. And what a positive use of social media when human lives are saved and protected from war zone area, where 490 foreign nationals, over 41 different nations, and thousands of nationals have been saved under the leadership of our own retired General V.K. Singh under the Operation Rahat. What's your take on this?
Talking about defense, normally they are cut off from the world, their own families. They are not supposed to share anything, even with their families, and there's a lot of confidentiality which is prevailing. So at that point of time, social media was helpful to them in coming out from the war zone, and it was helpful for them to get out of the trouble. So this shows the positivity of social media.
We can agree to that point, because in situations like where the defense members are isolated from their families, social media is the only means of connectivity to their near and dear ones. So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else you wish to add?
Closing, we would say that every thing has two faces, a good one and a bad one. Talking about everything, be it inequality or something, everything has good and bad. So social media also has its positives and negatives, but it all depends on how we use it. So if we are very careful and meticulous about it, we'll be definitely using social media in a positive way.
So as she said, everything has another side. I completely agree with it. However idealistic a world is, it has its own imperfections. Just like that, even social media has its own imperfections. It's up to people how they perceive things. It's limiting oneself to not getting addicted, and controlling oneself. Just a human being who can control himself.
So we had a great debate show. Eric Coleman once said, "We don't have a choice whether we do social media. The question is how we use it." Thank you panelists and viewers for watching. So let's meet in another episode of Coming to the Point. But what is the point? Think. That is the point. Jai Hind.